use the so in the traditional one, or in the predictive or plan-driven project management, project manager is talking to whom in predictive? Who will tell him? Whom the project manager deals
Product owner.
in plan-driven?
Plan. Sponsor.
Team, sir, team.
In the
Team.
plan-driven, he deals with the sponsor for the project. While when you go in agile, it becomes like this. Here is the project manager, here is the product owner, and here is the sponsor. And here is the team. And he has a team here. He or she. So if you remember this hierarchy, you can easily understand where the escalation point of who will be responsible for what. If any changes, so it should be approved by the sponsor or change control board. Here, any changes should be approved by the product owner. So project manager does not deal directly with the sponsor. Reason, there could be multiple team leads, right? In Agile, what we call them team leads. So there could be multiple team leads. And once we have multiple team leads, what we call them? In Scrum, what we call them? When you have multiple Scrum masters or multiple team leads?
Scrum of Scrum.
Exactly, Scrum of a Scrum. So that's why we do not let anyone go to sponsor directly. They have to connect with product owner. Similarly, if you are in this situation, a Scrum of a Scrum situation, you will not talk to product owner directly. If it is related to the iteration, particular iteration, yes, you can. But if it is related to any impediment or obstacles from your organization from different parts, then this guy has to escalate to Scrum of a Scrum, not to the product owner directly. Because first they have to discuss internally. Because Scrum of a Scrum is the guy who is looking at multiple teams. And when he or she is looking at multiple teams, so they should find out that it is happening with them or it is happening with everyone or majority of the people. So this hierarchy should be understood while you are solving the questions. If this hierarchy is missing, you are doing suicide with your exam. That's the word of maximum we can use it. So don't do that. Pray for me that I'll try to make some time out and I'll try to make more videos on these things. So those people who still did not understand it, they can also understand it. The only thing I'm lacking nowadays is just time. Great. Let us start for today's class. Enough emotional and philosophical thing. Let's look at the question. I hope it's enough information to restart. A project manager in an organization that uses traditional project management is assigned to an ongoing project. Recently, the organization has started to use agile methods. PM hears that some team members needs expertise and team does not collaborate enough. Sometimes you will feel it that you have done this question, but it's okay. We can always switch back and here and forth and to check that your answer is correct or not correct. So please answer me on the chat window that what is the correct answer for this. How should the project manager always remember that you need to know that whose action needs to be done? How should the project manager respond to these team member concerns? If you answer from this part of the question, your answer will be different. If you answer from this part of the question, your answer will be different. And I always say, please look at the last part of the question. Correct half is no one. You went with the first part, that's why your answer is wrong. What about others? No miss. It is not something related to the progress. And yeah, this is another problem because many of you have all actually forgotten the agile ceremonies. So you don't know what is the role in agile ceremonies, what needs to be discussed. So if you don't know these things, your answer will be wrong. So stand-up meeting, we don't do anything like this. Stand-up meeting is 15 minutes. We do not discuss anything more than that there. And you need to respond to the concern. We don't respond to the concern in the stand-up meetings. It has nothing to do related to the progress. Kanban board, if you guys remember, related to progress. So if you are selecting answer B and D, I will strongly recommend you that you guys go and watch the videos again because you are missing the basic definition of the project management or the basic framework. I'm not trying to disheart you, but I'm trying to be very, what do you call it? You use the word, I keep forgetting the words nowadays. So I'm just trying to be, yeah, very straightforward. I know it's very harsh behavior sometimes from me, but actually I feel very bad when someone failed the exam and they make these basic mistakes. So if you are selecting B and D, I would recommend you to do not waste time and increase your frustration because you know what will happen? Your frustration will increase. It has nothing to do with me. Your frustration will increase. So B and D will never be the correct answers because you are missing the basic thing. You are not reading the question and you are just. We have another thing in our mind that we solve the questions what we feel. It sounds good. It should be the correct answer. It's not about sounds good. It's about what the question is about. We should stick to the point. We cannot go up and down. So it's not about sound good. It has to be the correct answer. B and D can never be the correct answer. And if you look between A and C, so employ third party specialists to fill the knowledge gap or add cross function. You guys know that in Agile we work with cross functionality. So cross functionality means every time when you prepare the team, make sure that the team members are actually what having the skills. What we call them generalizing specialists, right? T-shape generalizing specialists. They have cross functional skills. So the skills which are missing, you can find a team member from thing, and then from the pool, from PMO, from the functional manager, and integrate into the team. This is much better than bringing a third party. This solution is very elaborate. Uh, Not only PMI, also the management says change should come from inside. Learning should come from inside. What is better that I bring a coach from outside who knows nothing about my organization and gives me the advices, or the person who is senior enough and he has more knowledge? So for sure, we should go with the internal one. And if you remember the internal one, we have the levels, right? In Maslow. And the last one we call it giving back. So that is what giving back things, self-actualizations. Bring those people in the team who have those abilities. So every single knowledge which you have learned from PMP, from the training, it's actually being applied here. So why to bring from external when you have the internal people here at this stage? If not, then yeah, A could be the last option. But in the immediate one, yes, C is actually the correct answer. Great. Thank you very much. Let's go next. Again, when you look at the long lengthier question, no need to worry about it. Let's try to find out how to read it. A new resource join a team and assigned to a small project that is critical to a large program. When I read it, I know that what could be the problem. Unfortunately, it's underskilled. Team dynamics has been awkward and work has slowed down the project. Which are the two possible ways as a project manager you can handle this situation? We need to select two answers. And please, all of you who are sitting here, try to answer it. Even though your answer is wrong, doesn't matter. But please participate and provide your answer in the chat window before I speak. And the things which are not given in the question can never be the correct answers. Always remember. If the problem which is not discussed, it will not be the correct answer. Yes, half is correct. Oman, what is the second answer in this? Your last answer is correct, not the first one. Jordan, first is okay, second no. No, sorry, second is okay, first is no. Muhammad Sadiq, first is okay, not the second one. Look, this word is never the appropriate word. Not only in the project management, in management, this is not a correct word. So these type of answers, please do not try to consult directly until you feel that, okay, this is the only remaining option. Then it could be a different story. But privately, no. If I remove this word, it could be the correct answer also. But just because of this word, this is also wrong. And meet with the functional manager. You didn't get the resource directly from the functional manager or PM. So you don't know what could be the correct answer. So dealing with the PMO or dealing with the functional manager about the attitude of the resource, it's not a correct option anyway. So yes, the remaining answers are B and E, and I don't know what is it. Let's go next. Talk with the new resource about their skills and determine how they can contribute to the project. Solicit the team about integrating and coaching the new team. Yeah, they are the perfect answer. The remaining answers are named. This should be your approach to solve the questions. Now let's go next. On an agile team, staff members from various departments rotate in and out to augment the team. Augment means train, coach, something like this. How can the project manager help shield the permanent team member from disruptions? Permanent team members. Noman, yes, good. Half is good. What about others? Could be no. Yes, yes, good. Jordan, yes, very good. Look, give them authority. What do you mean authority? Will never be the correct answer. Ask leaving staff to pick members who deserve recognitions. The problem is not recognitions. The point is how can you save them from disruptions? So anyone who is leaving from the team, they should run a knowledge sharing workshop because collecting the lesson, and I explained in previous trainings also and previous sessions also, but anyone who will leave the team, they should provide the lesson and it's project manager's responsibility to collect it. So in that situation, yes, D is actually the correct answer. Great. A critical project to improve a customer service process has failed. Even though all the users were trained, they rejected the change and continued using their original process. Now the question is related to what? Forget the answers, forget everything. You guys tell me what went wrong so this situation has happened. Let's discuss this first, then we'll find the answer easily. Critical project to improve has failed. And the key hint is I used to show you a video in some batches when I started day one. Even though all users were trained, they rejected the change and continued using their original process. What the question is giving you the hint that I am related to what and what was not done. If you know the answer question problem, then you can easily answer the question. I don't need an answer from you now. I need from you the topic. What was not done? Anyone? Don't try to read the answers and solve it. I don't want you to solve the question. I want the explanation. Yes, who can tell me? What went wrong? Hafiz, what do you think? What went wrong?
Sir, I think the product acceptance has not been done, sir.
Mm, product was accepted, that's what was deployed. Jordan, again, I'm asking all of you, do not answer the question. What is written in the option? Answer what I'm asking. What the problem is in the question? What went wrong? What was not performed? Find this thing first. It will be a revision for you also. Anyone who can answer? Jordan, what do you think? What's the problem with the question? What has happened? Another hint was I used to do an exercise in the classes for like to make you a flower vase or something like this. What has not been done?
Process is not being followed.
Which process? Good.
Customer requirements, I
Requirements,
think,
sir.
not been
Customer
followed.
requirements. Yes.
Not, not.
What we call in the PMP or the PMI on the project management, customer requirement.
Stakeholder requirement and their needs.
Stakeholders engagement was not done while collecting the data, right? It has failed and they are using their original thing, which means the product you had given them, you did not consult them which type of product you need. You remember the stakeholder engagement exercise I used to do in the first day of the class about the stakeholders, that you did not ask me what I want and you gave me the things by yourself without asking. This is actually what this question is related to, what is stakeholder engagement. And when you are able to figure this out, your answer will never be wrong. Now you know this is the situation. So you did not consult them while collecting the requirements. You did not validate the requirements before constructing it. And this is the ultimate result. That you deliver a thing which they don't like it. So now you already know what went wrong. So the answer is now simple in front of you. Yes, Miss. Yes, Jordan. Very good. Look, you know, when you know the key point, answer is in front of you. You don't need to stress your brains out that what is happening. Hafiz, yes. Mustafa, yes. Naman, no. Still, why? Mr. Siddiq, yes. Engage them. Engagement was not done. So the answer should have the word engagement or a word related to engagement. That's what we call it. That's how we solve the question in exam. If you will read the text, you will destroy yourself. You will literally kill yourself if you do like this. If you don't understand the question and answer it, you are just destroying yourself. Great. Next. Sorry, I'm trying to be a very bit harsh today. But yeah, this is the only way that I can deliver the information sometimes like this. A team lead receives an email from the product owner asking for more precise view of an actual time spent on task to apply more accurate business value estimates in the product bank. The team is extremely busy and deadlines are tight. How should the team lead answer this request? Product owner wants more better estimates. Team is already busy. So if you look at option and make sure the team is updating burn down chart daily, so the product owner has an accurate view of the work is completed. Ask the product owner to supply the team. This is product owner task to supply the team. Answer this first. Is it?
Oh,
So this is not the task of the product owner. So look, this is what I say, the importance of the role. Explain that flexible estimating units enable the team to accelerate delivery of business value. State that team is extremely busy and can't help. This type of answers can you give to project management? In the project, you are not there in operations. In operations, maybe this answer is acceptable. But in project, you have to solve the problem. You cannot say, no, it can't be done. This can't word doesn't work. You have to go with workaround or do something. So these straight words cannot be the correct answers. Now remaining are A and C. A more precise view of actual time spent on tasks. So we have to validate the request, and the request validation is actually happening in A. Yes, all of you are correct. We have answered A. That if the team is updating the real time, then yes, it could be better. If I remove that answer and I write an answer here that provide team project management software which enables real-time status on information radiators. So now which answer you will select, A or this? Sorry for the bad writing. Provide team a software which enables real-time status on information radiators, or which updates real-time status on information radiators. Correct, Thomas. Look, that's if you are understanding the questions and understanding the problems, you can easily find answers. Plus, you can make your own questions and make your own answers. Exactly. Then you will do E because you want to facilitate the team with the best. So instead, they update, because if you look, maybe they are updating it manually. That's why they can't get the accurate information. So if you want accurate information, I can deploy a tool which automatically updates the status. So this is more better for me. So I'm using information radiators. Information radiators are low tech, high touch, and they are more accurate also, right? Great, good one. Next. The agile team has identified a lot of risk and issues, but the notes seem to be a bit unclear. Which two of the following are risk? First you answer, then we will discuss what are the options. You need to select two answers. And all of you, please provide your answers before I proceed further. They are asking which two of the following are risk. Please keep an eye on the risk. And risk is something which has not occurred. Jordan, I think you in the training you said that risk is what we call it. You said that it's a future event, right? That's what we discussed. Risk is a future event which has not occurred. This is another hint for you guys. Your second answer is correct, but not for first. Norman, you guys don't listen, right? You just do whatever you want. You guys don't listen what I'm saying. You just go look at the question and try to be first while answering the question. I just said risk is something which has not occurred, a future event. And if it has occurred, it will be the issue. So by the sentence itself, updated is past, indicated past. Risk is for something, what we call it? Imperfect knowledge, right? Where you are unsure, where there is an uncertainty. So uncertainty appears where? Maybe is the best word for risk. Whenever you will hear this word, maybe, it's 100% a risk. So I gave you one answer, which is B, where we have uncertainty. And I have already removed A and E for you. Now you guys give me the second correct answer. If you look, has resigned. It has already occurred. So it cannot be the correct answer. Keep your knowledge clear while you're reading the question. Make your ground rules that, okay, this can, like I say, the past cannot be the answer. These type of things you have to keep handy all the time. Make your brain comfortable while practicing. That these things should be loaded into your memory when you are solving the questions. Great, yes, B and C are the correct answers.
Excuse me, sir. Flawed
Yeah, go.
requirements has already been happened, sir. This should
The
also
vision
be
statement
taken
is
into issue.
understood. Resulting.
Yes.
It's happening somewhere in flawed requirements. Okay. So if you look at
So
it,
misunderstood is
look, burn down chart is unclear. So it has not been updated. Do you agree this is an issue?
yes, sir.
Okay. Now look, uh, has resigned. This is also you agreed with the issue? Yes or no?
This
Yes,
is
yes, sir.
past.
A senior VP has indicated there are additional requirements. There is any negativity here or uncertainty here?
Sir, when there is additional requirements, there would be risk, sir, along with
But
the
does it
requirements.
says because of additional requirements something? Look, again you forgot the basic definition of risk. Risk should impact project objectives. So where are the project objectives met? The new DevOps tool chain may be ready during this iteration. So maybe is actually the risk. Now, if you look at E, what you are saying. So a senior VP has indicated that there are additional requirements. Additional requirements are not the risk. Additional requirements will be added to the product backlog and then they will be done. So it's a risk? No, it's a requirement. But if you have incorrect requirement, then this is the risk. If requirements are incorrect, whatever you will do, it will be wrong. So
Flawed
what you are doing,
requirements.
you are
Okay, sir.
creating the thing. So again, I will repeat. When I say again, it means I have explained multiple times, right? That sometimes you feel that it could be the correct answer, but you have to choose from the available options. Maybe if this, there could be a better answer, I will not select C. I know that C is the lowest probability I will select it. But from the available options, I have no other options to remove. So this is the last point. When you're confused whether I go with C, whether I go with E, then compare with C and okay, remove B, remove A, and remove D. Let's discuss C and E. What every one of you think that C should be the correct answer or what E should be the correct answer. You guys decide by yourself and give me the reason. Reason means you know that there is uh, an explanation behind it and you know why you are saying this. What do you think C should be the correct answer and why E should be the correct answer or why? You choose. All of you have the mic, all of you have the chat window. Go ahead with your explanation. Let me listen from you what you are saying.
For me, sir, it is now clear that because of the flawed requirements as compared to the additional requirements. So if I have to select among the two, I will select flawed requirements.
Did you see, like, if you will go with the strike off thing, then you will be okay. Now, in these two comparisons, I have to go with C. So in exam, you can also use this technique of striking out the things. So you can select a near better answer, which you feel that, okay, it could be correct, it could not be correct. Great. So I hope the point is clear to all of you. Anyone have any reservations? Any feedback?
No, sir, clear.
Let's go first. Next. A PM shifts to an agile approach with an aggressive go-to marketing line. Anyone can give me the hint? If you read this, what should come into your mind?
Minimum viable product or value.
Alhamdulillah, very good. Now you know the point, right? That's what I say. When you read the question, you have the point. Okay, now you got the first part. We should not be trapped in this part because answer is in the last part, right? The project manager needs to revise the stakeholder engagement plan so that it follows agile principles. Which action should the project manager can take in this situation? Increase the training, increase the stakeholder channels, make stand-up meetings mandatory for all stakeholders, update the stakeholder engagement assessment metrics. So look, when you read the first part and you will answer on the first part, your answer will always be wrong. And this is the perfect explanation I always keep saying. Exactly, Nama. Good. Sadiq, yes, good. Miss Jordan, yes, good. Miss and Jordan. Okay. Both are good. So if you look, A, B, and C has nothing to do with the question. Because you know the purpose of a stand-up meeting. They are not asking you to add anything. And they are not saying that there is a problem with the training. So the remaining answer is D. Good, very nice. I'm glad that my harsh explanation is actually somehow working. A PM is working on data center migration project and developing a schedule management plan. The plan was to last 40 days and the sponsor wants it done in 35 days. Which action should project manager do to amend the schedule for the new requirement? You need to bring it down from 40 to 35. They are asking which action will you take it? And I think point is very clear, right? Miss, you read the first part, you did not read the last part of the answer. That's why, Miss Suhaila. Hafiz, look again what you did. Jordan, look again what you did. Miss, you didn't read the last part. You are convinced. If you read the first part, you are convinced that this is correct answer, but you didn't read the full. Guys, what you are doing? Why you are hunching here and there? They are saying you need to decrease from 40 to 35. And there is only one answer which explains this. How can you make from 40 to 35? No, man, you are not reading, right? You just, okay, you read the first part and then you said it's correct. Now you came back, Hafiz, look. Legs, duration, increase the duration. They are going for the plus and we want to do minus. And minus is only possible when we go with the fast tracking, with the lead time. Look, you guys read it, right? Crash activities, and you say A is the correct answer. Why you did not read the last part? That's not on the critical. What's the benefit of crashing the activities that are not on the critical path? We need to crash the activities which are on critical path, not on the non-critical path. If you remember the red and green line definition in the schedule chapter, we always perform crashing or fast tracking on the critical path. If I remove the word not, then yes, A could be the correct answer. But you are not reading not. You just said crashing, okay, crashing. So that's what I said. You said, okay, it feels the good answer. This will be the correct answer. Without reading, you are just deciding your answer. Don't do that. I'm trying. Sorry for my harshness, but I'm just trying to be very calm that you guys are making the basic mistakes. These are the basic things which you are doing. And that's why I do that session on every Saturday, so it can be improved. Please improve that, and it will be better, inshallah. Great. Let's go next question. So the answer is leads. right? Use leads, do the work in parallel. This is the only option available. So C is the correct answer. Wait. A new product is released by a company when a customer identifies performance issues with the product. The PM investigates and realizes that the cost of quality methodology should have been used to estimate the cost. Cost of quality, you know why we use it. What is the purpose of using the cost of quality? Assuming the customer has identified an issue, which category cost of quality should the project manager be referring to? So from this, which is the cost of quality? When the issue has occurred, it means it's something which is after. Means after, not before. You're selecting an answer which is for before. Come on, Mr. Siddiq, also same for you. It has occurred, guys. Issue. When the issue is occurred, what is the prevention? What is the, what we call it? Cost of conformance. This is what? Cost of conformance. This is what? Cost of non-conformance. Failure cost. Issue is what? Failure. So failure will come here in external cost. While prevention cost and appraisal cost is the prevention cost. It will be on the other side. When it comes as an issue, so we have to go with the second one. And in the cost of non-conformance, we have two types of cost: internal and external. Internal, the rework and scrap. External, the liabilities and guarantees and warranties. So B is actually the correct answer in this situation. Hafiz, call me tomorrow morning. Next, a product owner is collaborating with the team lead to refine the product backlog. They need a better way to prioritize the backlog because the current stakeholders could not agree with Moscow. The product owner decides to create a matrix and identified values as the first axis. When you read this word value as the first axis, you know the two. Which two items could work for the second axis? So if you put a value at one side, what will be on the second side? Value as the first axis. And what will be the second axis? You have to select two answers. So select two answers, please. When it is value, it cannot be the quality, right? So let's remove quality. Product owner is collaborating with the team lead to refine the product backlog. They need to prioritize the backlog with value. One could be value. What will be the second side? Why impact? Impact is not your problem. Impact is the task of product owner. Why they will ask you? Here you need proper agile learning when you can answer this question. Time is used for the progress, right? Time does not use for the value. So it cannot be the answer. Time can go for the burn down chart, the burn up chart. So it is out of the league, or it is also out of the league. Why impact? Impact is the part of the value realization. You are not going to you are going to deliver the value. Value realization is a task of product owner. So remaining two options, maybe you find it correct, you don't find it correct, but these are the remaining two options, A and B. At how much risk? Because if you remember, we do the things which have highest value and highest risk. So yes, one is risk. Second is what? If you remember, we estimate the story points not in terms of time. If you guys remember, what are story points? In the story points, we don't calculate the time or we don't calculate the cost. We calculate the story points. The story point is the efforts plus complexity required to complete a task. So if I say to means if I say that to deliver the value of 100, I will make the effort of 1,000. Will you do it? I said, no, Imran, leave it. I don't want you to spend 1,000 for something which is 100 on. So risk and effort are the correct answers. Great. And I think let's take the last question for today and close it down. An organization policies states any change requested on a project that exceeds a certain amount and of complexity must adhere to organization policies and standards. PM just received a change request and they want it added to the change control board agenda scheduled for tomorrow. However, the CR is incomplete. Now they will check your honesty. What should the project manager do? Begin additional analysis of the CR, put it on the CCP agenda and address it there. Return the CR to the customer because it is incomplete, or approve the change request. And I think let me leave it for your good knowledge. Can you do this?
We cannot do this. This is the CCB meeting.
This is the CCB, right? So it's out of the league. Can you discuss anything which is incomplete in the meeting? Right? Change control board will throw you out from the project and you cannot find it by yourself why you are bringing it here. It is gone. They are giving you the hint here. But what you know that whenever the change request is filed, what you have to do?
Document.
Not before recommend, what you have to do? In last, I think session also I told you that you have to add it into the change log and then you have
Yes.
to perform what impact assessment.
Impact, and after that change control.
After that, put your recommendation and submit to the change control board. And whatever the outcome is, inform the stakeholder. Any change request which is filed, you have to follow the same procedure. So please do not try to bring the things. Even if it is incomplete, the question doesn't say that you have analyzed it. Project manager just received. So if you have just received, check how it can be impacted.
So we are saying we do additional analysis rather than returning it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you in additional analysis you don't find anything, then yeah, you can return it. As if you remember what I told all of you, direct answer will never be the correct answer, right? So don't try to do the direct action. Returning direct action. Look at it and then do whatever you like it. But don't do direct actions all the time.
I will take return as a rejection. So that's why I'll not select it. Yeah.
Direct action is never the correct answer anymore. So leave it out of the face. Great. So you guys have been a bit better than the last sessions also. Keep it up. And I've already sent you the discount code. use it before it expires. And I'll see you in the next session on Saturday. And I think from next Sunday, not this Sunday, next Sunday, I have another batch. If you wish to join to revise it and appear in exam, most welcome.